We're here with head women's soccer coach Lars Andersson previewing Saturday's matchup in Milledgeville against Georgia College. Lars, let's go back to your last game. You were all smiles after your win on the road against Lander, a 3-0 win when you were pretty much dominant, held them to 5 shots for the game, 1 in the second half. You said it was an absolute pleasure watching your team play from the sideline. Expand on that a little bit because we haven't got a chance to talk.
Well, I always say a win's a win in the Peach Belt, particularly on the road. And the game prior to the Lander game, we obviously played Flagler, won that game in overtime. But I had mixed emotions after the game. Clearly, I was excited that we won the game. I was excited that we pulled it out in the end. But we played very, very, very poorly against Flagler for a large portion of the game. Probably 70 minutes of the game, we did not play well. So it was nice to have a win on the road where, other than maybe the first 5 minutes of the game, and you can throw that out the window anytime because that's kind of a little bit of nerves. But other than the first 5 minutes of the first half, I thought we played extremely well. Our shape was great. Our ball movement was great. Our width was great. We play obviously a 4-4-2, and we had great width. We had a lot of success getting around in the wide areas. I thought our forwards combined well. Our back four played a very, very solid game, protected the center of the park. I thought we won a lot of 50-50 balls in the midfield. It was just I think I said somewhere, whether it was on Twitter or on our website, that it was one of the most complete games I'd seen in a long time, and it truly was. It was a joy to watch, and I thought that the kids knew as they were playing the game that they were playing well, and I think afterwards it was a different feeling, even though the result was the same. It was a much different feeling than our win against Flagler, and that's absolutely no disrespect meant to Flagler, but this felt different. Now we just got to make sure that we keep this ball rolling.
And let's talk about, maybe not focus on Georgia College a little bit, but talk about you gotten through the Landers and the Clayton States and the Armstrongs. No game is easy in the Peach Belt Conference, and I realize that. But talk about the importance of games against maybe the bottom half of the Peach Belt Conference, and how important, because those teams can sneak up on you and beat you at any time.
Well, there was an article on BennettRankings.com where they had interviewed Eric Faulkner, the coach at Armstrong Atlantic, good friend of mine, great coach, one of the more successful coaches in our conference. Obviously took his team to the Final Four a couple of seasons ago, and he compared the Peach Belt to the ACC. There are no easy games. There are no gimmies. And the minute that you relax and think that a team is not worthy of playing in the Peach Belt or worthy of playing you as an opponent, that team's going to smack you in the mouth and you lose. And we stress that all the time in training, in communication with the players, that you got to be spot on, you got to be switched on in every game in this league, or it's going to come back and haunt you. So I think that's something that our players are aware of. That's not to say that it couldn't affect us, but I don't think that we take any game for granted in the Peach Belt, and we obviously have plenty of games left, starting with our Georgia College game tomorrow, which is obviously another road game, third PBC road game in a row.
Now, let's talk about, although I'm going to jinx this, I'm going to go on camera and say I'm going to jinx this somehow at some point this season. You guys are unbeaten on the road this year. Talk about how important that is. I mean, you got the home field advantage when you play here, but how important it is for your team to perform well on the road.
Well, I think we'd like to think that we're a great team at home. You get to sleep in your own bed, you get to eat your own food, all that good stuff. But if you can't win on the road, you're not going to be successful in the Peach Belt. So obviously, we're very excited that we played well on the road so far this year. It takes a lot of guts. It takes a lot of determination. It takes a lot of discipline to get on a bus, ride 5-6 hours, get off the bus, and an hour and a half later, play against a Peach Belt opponent. And so far, we've been successful in doing so. And we try to reiterate with our players how important it is that they keep mentally sharp, that they stay focused, and the minute we get off the bus, we put our game faces on and we get ready to play. And that's something that I think this team has been able to do, obviously, so far this season.